Lord, it is hot today. I could really use a cool, refreshing drink right about now. Good thing I'm wearing this ridiculous getup. Hey everybody, Brian Zane here. It's been a long time, but I'm finally back in the Kayfabe kitchen. And this week I'm making a few drink recipes out of JR's cookbook that are sure to cool you down on a hot summer's day. Now I didn't go with anything from the old WWF cookbook because quite frankly their drink selection is sorely lacking. There are only 4 in that book. 2 of them are coffee related and one of them is just jello shots. When it comes to drinks, the second cookbook definitely has more variety. And since these are all relatively simple recipes, I'm gonna knock 4 of them out right here. Let's dive into the first drink I've chosen, Granny's Lemonade. I've never made lemonade myself before, so might as well start here. Start by putting 2/3 of a cup of sugar into a heat-proof pitcher, then boil a cup of water. Pour the boiling water into the pitcher and stir until the sugar dissolves. Then add 5 cups of cold water, some fresh lemon juice, and some lemon slices, then lots of ice. Like I said before, this is my first attempt at actually making lemonade from scratch, and I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. You know, it's not too sweet, it's not too tart, it's really just right. Now, the one thing I'll say is if you're comparing it to a store-bought lemonade like Country Time or Newman's Own, what have you, it is definitely going to be a lot milder than what you get from the store. Even when you chill it for a long time, it still is, not, like I said, not as sweet. It doesn't give you a kick like a store-bought lemonade will. So if you like a milder lemonade, this is definitely for you. But if you like it more kind of like the store-bought, although with the knowledge that you made it yourself, I would add a little more sugar and maybe a little more lemon juice. Out of all the drinks I'll make today, this is definitely the most time consuming just because the time you need to squeeze the lemons and boil the water, but really that's like not even anything. Up next, it's time for some SummerSlam Fruit Punch. Perfect for the party you're no doubt going to be throwing when watching this year's event. For this one, grab a punch bowl and fill it with pineapple juice, orange juice, apple juice, and ginger ale. Then top with a couple of scoops of sherbet, or as they call it now, sherbet. Sherbet? So a little caveat here, the recipe in the cookbook specifically calls for lime sherbet to go on top of the punch, but I went to 3 different grocery stores in town and couldn't find any, so I had to settle for orange sherbet instead. That being said, I think it's a fine substitution. If you find a sherbet out there that's somewhere on the citrusy spectrum, you really can't go wrong. This is a really tasty combination of juices here, and the ginger ale makes it nice and fizzy, so I think it's just a perfect punch for any party you're throwing. However, I will say this punch is just begging to be spiked. From the punch bowl to the blender, we move on to Swanky's Malted Milkshake. I don't know who the hell Swanky is supposed to be. Is that some sort of term of endearment for another relative? Or maybe it's Brian Kendrick's long-lost cousin. Anyway, start with 2 different flavors of ice cream. 2 scoops of vanilla, 1 of chocolate. Chocolate? Vanilla? Hey, this drink's a perfect analogy for wrestling. From there, add a tablespoon of malt, then a dash of chocolate sauce. Blend and drink. Before I go on and talk about the flavor of the milkshake, I will say the recipe left out one crucial element in the ingredients list, that being milk. You need milk to make a milkshake. I tried following this recipe to the letter the first time, but without any milk to help kind of lubricate the ice cream and the blender blade, I was left with very disappointing results. So I had to go back, add a few dashes of milk in there, and make things go more smoothly, and there you go. That's how I was able to make the milkshake. That being said, it's a chocolate and vanilla milkshake. There's not much to say about it. I will say with the malt flavoring though, usually malt and I don't get along very well. If you give me a box of Whoppers candy, I'm gonna smack them out of your hand because I hate them so bad. So I was a little apprehensive about adding it, but once I put it in there, I thought it was like just the right amount of malt. It didn't take too much away from the actual chocolate and vanilla ice cream flavor, in my opinion. Our final recipe for this video is the yummy banana smoothie. Ha! Yeah, I know that sounds dumb, but I mean, it's in the name. For this one, grab some whole milk, a mashed banana, banana liqueur, and chocolate sauce. The recipe says to blend for a total of 3 minutes, but considering you don't have to add the crushed ice until after you're done blending, I'm not sure why you have to do it for so long. It's all pretty soft stuff. I'm just doing it for about 10 seconds since my blender's pretty powerful. Served over the crushed ice, and you're done. Well, this being the only adult beverage this week on Kayfabe Kitchen, I have to say I really enjoyed it. I think it was the perfect combination of banana and chocolate. If you're into that kind of combination, it's basically chocolate milk with some banana thrown in there, and I think it's fine. The liqueur it gives you a nice kick, and you're totally free to add more banana liqueur if you so desire. Totally up to you. This and the milkshake, they might not like cool you down the same way an iced drink like the punch or the lemonade will, but it's still gonna feel good on a hot day. Well, those are just some of the many drink recipes of the chili variety found in JR's cookbook. If you want to check any of them out for yourself, head on over to the Wrestling with Regret Facebook page to get the recipes. Be sure to thumbs up this video if you like it, comment below, subscribe to Wrestling with Regret, and buy the t-shirts at ProWrestlingTees.com. I'm Chef Brian Zane, and I'll see you next time. Uncle Hank's Kahlua, keep sealed in a dark place.